cities in the country. So almost half of the population has a migration or refugee background in the city. So this is very important, especially to take steps in this matter. This is the model that we are actually applying in our project. How I get rid of this thing? Okay, so we recruit parents here, and then we provide them with some short training program. Here, the trainees, they are the parents with migration or refugee background, and the trainers, again, they are parents. They are parents, they are members of Parents Association. They have been here in the city for longer time, and they know they have a little bit knowledge, or I would say they have really good amount of knowledge, but I would call it more than the trainers, of course, because it's not only a teaching process, but it's also a learning process. So we have 4 modules, growing together. They're learning growing topics about growing together, about parents and school, child's career choices, and organization and communication. So we have 4 modules that they get the training from our trainers. And then, of course, we support them with the teaching material. And then later we have talking shops. This is actually the multiplying event. It can be considered as multiplying the effect. So each parent who gets the training in the first step goes to his or her neighborhood and at least give this training to 15 people, 15 other parents. And there, of course, language is not a big issue because we want them to give the training to their own community. So either if they're speaking Turkish, Arabic, or Urdu language, the idea is just like we want to transfer the knowledge, the solid, important knowledge to other parents. So some of them, they are being more active, they are being our trainees, and after some time, they are being the trainers in their communities. They may have some cultural associations, they may have some neighborhood communities, even in their own building, they may have access to other people with refugee and migrant backgrounds, to other parents. So we want them to, of course, engage themselves in this training. So at the very end, the training ends with a certificate program that they get a certificate at the end, and this is, of course, that to show they were successful, they successfully learned the information, they successfully transferred the information, and this is also a part of the empowerment that we give them. And they learn about several different topics about their education possibilities, about the education of their children's possibilities, and as I said, the short training program, which we call STREP, ends with co-proof. And these are some pictures that we have from the first trainings. But unfortunately, in March, we had to stop with the trainings because of the COVID situation. We have some preliminary experiences after COVID because we switched to online training. And actually, this is the part that we would like to maybe discuss with you. After we switched to online training, we had some positive and negative experiences. One of the positive experiences is like we have now online videos and we have the text in a simplified language. So even if their German is not that good, they can still follow the online videos and the text. So the language proficiency is not that much valid as before. And they can use the videos offline. So they can have, even if they're in their home, they don't have the internet access, they can go somewhere in Vienna city. We have many Wi-Fi areas where they can get access to internet without paying anything. They get there, they can download the videos and then later watch them home offline. And there is no classroom pressure, of course. They're not shy to ask questions. They can use the forum to ask their questions, and they can, watch the videos and again. But there are some negative experiences, of course, and they are the emotional pressure of COVID-19. They had some emotional pressure from the neighborhood, because of being a foreigner, because of being a migrant or refugee, and of course the negative experiences in the society increased. The experiences that they are having in the society, put an emotional pressure on them. And the surviving skills is much more important right now than this training. And job is very also important. If they have a job, they want to keep it. If they don't have a job, they want to find. So of course, there's another emotional pressure that training is not that much priority for them anymore, this training. And they have, of course, less interest because of this. And there is an online forum where they can ask their questions, but there is a fading effect of this online forum. By the time they ask the question and they get the answer, so maybe the question is not even relevant anymore. So we saw that many of them, they just give up asking questions, even if they didn't understand something. So these are our experiences with the Corona situation. We are still having online classes, and at the end of September, we will finish the training, and then we are not really sure if we can go on with the project later or not. But by the end of September, we will have much more experiences to share. These are our references, and we would like to thank you all for joining us in our presentation.
Dear Seyda, thank you for your presentation. I think that you did a great job, especially because the topic is very up to date, and because from time to time we always raise these issues, how to fully integrate the refugees and migrants. And as you emphasized, I really like the point that you emphasized about not just the educational, but also economic integration of migrants and refugees, which means a full inclusion on the labor market. Especially because of your experience in these talking shops, I think that they are such a valuable thing to be implemented in different places where the migrants appear. For instance, I come from Macedonia, a place where basically the Balkan migrant route was passing through, and most of the migrants went through our country just to reach their final destination, which were basically Western European countries, not our country. But still we have a number of migrants that remained here, and there are some programs, some workshops for them, but I think that this is quite valuable experience that can be shared and implemented also in different locations, especially on locations that share the same issue about migrants and refugees in their territory. What is the current situation in Vienna? What is the number? Do you have any approximate number of migrants and refugees? And how many of them do you face on these talking shops?
Mm-hmm. Actually, we right now in the classes and in the training, we do not have really big numbers, but it is not less. I mean, we cannot really complain because, as I said, the situation was really fragile. But although we had this Corona situation, we have good numbers. Normally, in each classes, we will have up to 15 people. We wanted 15 people, and then at the beginning we started with 30. Like it was our target 30. I mean, we cannot say that we reached this target, but we are not that really under the target. So we are still happy. And there were also some people that at the beginning they were not registered to the training, but after we switched to online, they said, yeah, now I have interest. I want to be a part of it. So they were a little bit maybe not that, attracted that it will be in a classroom situation kind of, training. But when we switched to online, they said, well, I want to make it. So this is a good experience that we had. Right now in Austria, we have about 190,000 refugees, but they are scattered all over the countries, of course. But the biggest number, of course, is in Vienna. But as I said, the training is not only targeting the refugees, but also people with migration background. So they may even have the Austrian citizenship. So this is, as I said, almost 50% of Vienna falls under this category and categorized as person from a migrant background. Because when we are doing this, when we are calculating this number, we are looking at the household language that they use in the family. So if people, they have a different mother tongue, even if they have Austrian